Showtime, baby.
Let's dive right in.
What's stopping us?
Absolutely nothing.
What's stopping us from talking about it?
Nothing. Reggie, drop the beat.
Who's Reggie?
Yeah, what's some catchy thing that could be in an intro?
All right, here we go.
There, wait, hang on.
Dude.
And the guy. Welcome back, everybody. It's episode 10 of The Dude and the Guy.
Yep.
Here we are. How you doing? It's episode 10. We have our third guest. Second episode with a guest.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Joe Cook.
Joe Cook, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Cook. That's Joe Cook right there. That's one of our good, dear friends.
Yes.
I was hoping he would introduce himself using his Marine rank.
No.
But
Lieutenant Cook.
this is Lance Corporal
Colonel
Joseph Cook. I don't know what your rank is.
You were right.
Are you Lance Corporal? Nice. I'm the man. But really, Joe Cook is the man because he's a Marine out there doing the damn thing.
That's right.
You know, I just move boxes, but
Reservist.
so Joe's a better man.
Well, just point out the fact that I'm reservist so I don't sound,
So you don't sound what?
I don't know.
He is a reservist, but if we go to war right now, I mean the reservists are still going to get used.
We're like the first ones to go, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the Marines, Joe. Tell us just a little bit about it.
All right, so the reserves, which is what I'm in, we train once a month. Lately, we haven't been training because of the virus, obviously. So right now we're doing most of our stuff online.
Training online.
Yeah, the Marine Corps has a whole website dedicated to training.
You guys
It's
play
called
Call
MarineNet.
of Duty?
Yeah,
we do
use a
that
lot of
too.
Call of Duty.
But they're actual courses. It's like imagine like a short college class.
Right.
But it usually they take about a day to get through. I mean, unless you cheat, you could just use like Quizlet or something
Right.
like that. But I mean, they're pretty in depth.
Yeah. Sounds like a good way to get a bunch of fat Marines.
Yeah, it is.
So, you deal with a lot of crazy stuff. Like, I guess you probably did when you were doing like boot camp.
Yeah, in training it was a lot crazier. Now
Yeah.
that we're just like whenever we actually go out now,
Now
we'll go shoot like once a year.
Yeah, now it's like kind of fun because you're like a part of it and stuff. They're not like screaming in your face no more.
No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And there are people like that, but everybody knows who it is.
Right. Nobody really
Stay
pays
away
them.
from them.
Yeah, pays them any mind. How long have you been a Marine?
For about 2 years.
And when did you decide that you wanted to be a Marine?
Probably. It was during my senior year.
Yeah, I know your dad's a Marine, so it was kind of something.
Well, I think it was my junior year whenever I first saw a recruiter, but that just kind of fizzled away, I guess.
Right.
I don't even remember what happened, but
Yeah.
I came back to it about 6 months later to a different recruiter, and then I got things going then, and I left like right after my senior year.
Yeah.
So that's whenever I decided.
I know when I was I think I was a junior, I saw like a Navy recruiter because I was actually thinking about going into the Navy, and like if you're not like really serious about it, it's like a huge mistake just to even see a recruiter because then like you got nothing but text messages on your phone from different recruiters, and like there was this one recruiter that like added me on Facebook, started me sending me messages on Facebook. I'm like, dude, I just wanted to see what it was about. I'm not gonna be in the damn Navy. I'm just gonna be a supervisor at UPS.
The thing is though about a recruiter, right? I mean, I know a couple now. Like there's one of them. My recruiter is in my unit now.
Oh yeah.
Just temporarily. The reason why they're so like pushy like that is because if they don't make a quota, if they don't get a certain amount of Marines in, they can get what's called an NJP, which is like it's almost like you committed a crime.
Oh wow.
Like very fast. So it's considered the hardest job in the military because you have to convince somebody else to join the military
To sign away-
whenever they don't want to.
To sign away their life.
Yeah,
In a way.
and I mean, a lot of them go in there. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos about it. A lot of them go in there not actually knowing how to approach it.
Recruiters?
Yeah. And then the ones that have been there for a while are like, okay, you got to get like certain number of Marines before the end of this month. You're like, how am I gonna do that? You know?
Yeah.
I've talked to a couple recruiters about this stuff. It's a really, really hard job. That's why they're so pushy.
Right.
They're not. I mean, they don't want to. They don't. I mean,
They're just trying to do their part. They're trying to do their job, what they're supposed to be doing.
they're kind of being forced to.
Right.
Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
They get an option, by the way. It's either once you get to a certain rank, once you've been in long enough, you're either gonna have to be a recruiter or a drill instructor. And me personally, I would rather just be a drill instructor because it just sounds cooler.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's hard too.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I don't imagine. I mean, shit. Any military job isn't going to be easy, though. You know.
Yeah.
One thing that we talked about last week with Taylor and Alex was like the like most wild experience at work.
Yes.
And real quick, what do you do for work?
My work job.
Yeah,
like
your
my
job.
civilian job.
Your job. Yeah.
I'm a
Civilian
As a
job.
civilian.
I got a burp. Hold on.
It's pretty gross. That's pretty gross.
It's okay.
I work at a pool company.
Yeah.
I'm the warehouse manager there. It's like I actually am in charge of people like 3 or 4 months of the year though, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like more of a summer job, right? Because like dealing with pools is not something you're gonna be doing when it's snowing and
Probably
shit.
4 months out of the year I'm working at a sandwich shop.
Yeah. Now, like that's pretty standard stuff though. The pool company thing, right?
Do you prefer salt pools or chlorine pools?
What do you mean like cleaning?
You know, just the water inside a pool.
I like salt pools more.
All right.
And it tastes bad, but
Yeah. It's
I mean,
better for
you're
your
not.
skin.
You shouldn't be tasting it either way.
everybody does.
Can't even believe that question got brought up during this discussion. When you what's like the most wild customer that you've had to deal with as a being in the pool thing?
I guess we've had customers that don't want to clean their pool at all. Usually it's like it's just like a woman who lives at the house, right?
Yeah, it's like dirty underwear in there.
I guess that sounds pretty bad. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it's not just women, obviously. Oh crap, this sounds bad already.
It doesn't. It's fine.
So
The truth is the truth. So
yeah. Well, the truth is that probably the worst customer I've ever dealt with before was this lady. I guess she lived by herself or something, and she wasn't doing anything to her pool. So it was green, like it looked worse than the pond.
yeah.
I didn't have to. Yeah, I did not have to get in. We were doing this. It's a leak detection where you have to plug every hole in the pool. And my coworker, his name was Joe too. She was just like, well, I mean, somebody's got to do it. Because the bottom of the main drain, you have to plug that to do a leak detection because you got to plug it to hold pressure. And he had to go to the bottom. This is like a 9-foot deep pool. We had to go to the bottom, and I couldn't even see him. I couldn't even see him down there.
Yeah.
That was and she just watched.
I never saw him
And I was
again,
like, you are.
actually.
Yeah, I was like, he's about to get cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or superpowers.
No, he came up and he's like, yeah, there's like 5 dead frogs down there.
Oh.
Just
It's a
they were all
graveyard.
they were all kind of like bunched up in the main drain.
Yeah.
They had to like pull them out.
It's pretty much the most disgusting thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Now, the most insane experience that you've had as a Marine, would that be something at boot camp?
I gotta think about that. So I'll name off a couple.
Yeah, I mean, we only got so much time.
How much time do we have?
I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Like an hour. We don't want to go over an hour and a half, and we're at like 8.5 minutes, so keep it short.
Okay. You're asking the questions. I mean, I feel like it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So boot camp, the craziest thing.
That's why I asked.
I
I know what I'm doing. Been doing this for 10 episodes now.
mean,
And if you're wondering why Caleb's been really quiet, if you're wondering why the guy's been really quiet,
he's eating.
it's because he's enjoying a nice, fresh meal from Qdoba that looks like it could have costed about $13.
I got a story about that, but
We'll come back then.
we'll get back to
We'll
it.
come back.
Oh, I got an idea. I got
It's actually
a
funny that you say that, but
not
Thanks.
an idea, but something that actually happened. I saw a kid puking his shirt. Like he just kind of pulled up his shirt, puked inside of it.
Inside the collar and
Yeah.
during like a run, like you
No,
guys
we
are-
were just standing in line for food. and it's sometimes it's scary to ask a drill instructor for anything because they just mess with you.
Right.
And he's like, if he was like, sir, you don't say I in boot camp. This girl has to puke. He'd probably just be like, then puke, you know.
Yeah.
So he grabbed his shirt and puked right inside of his, you know.
Like, did he like smell your armpit or something? Then he started puking. Like, why was he puking?
Oh, he was sick. We were all sick. I used
really?
to puke off the side of my bed all the time at boot camp. I would just wake up
on the floor?
Yeah, I would wake up in the middle of the night and just throw up. We all got so sick because all these people coming together in one spot and you get all these shots. I mean, I don't know how many shots I got. We would just stand in line and get shot after shot in both arms.
Really?
And, you know, things like that make you sick. Like, you know how you get a flu shot?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually inject you with the flu.
Yeah.
So that your body builds an immunity to it. It's a really
Basically, yeah.
wild...
So that's probably why I haven't been sick in like 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just
Every
pukes inside of his shirt.
imaginable command.
So
Like, he's still got like 40 holes in his arms from all these needles.
yeah, I would wake up in the middle of the night for like 2 months straight and just puke off the side of my bed.
Every night?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
That's
just like
crazy.
a weird habit I had, and I would just get up and we had this hamper full of used towels.
Yeah.
I would just get up and grab that and just wipe it up.
I wake up and puke every night too, but that's because of crippling anxiety and depression.
And then MCT, which is Marine Combat Training, that's after boot camp. The craziest thing I saw was, I don't know why this happened, but this kid, we all had to turn around. We were at a range, face away, and I kind of peeked a little bit. I wanted to see what was going on. One of the combat instructors, they're called combat instructors in MCT. He just straight decked the kid right in the face, like literally decked him right in the face.
Just
I don't
punched
know.
him.
I don't remember what the reason.
But you don't know why what the kid did to deserve
Yeah, I don't
that?
remember what it was. There was
Combat instructor.
yeah,
And how old was he compared to the kid?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Their ages.
probably like 25. He's probably 25.
And then the kid was
probably
probably-
like 19.
Yeah.
But there was two instances in combat training where they actually ended up punching people in the face, which I thought boot camp was the punching people in the face part, but it hasn't been like that in a long time.
Yeah.
In combat training, it's strange. Like they get away with a lot more stuff. Combat training is actually, I thought, was harder than boot camp, but that
Yeah.
was because of the weather. A lot of people don't have the same experiences I had. And like a lot of my friends said that combat training wasn't that hard. Like their instructors were like.
It's
cool.
because they went to California though, right? And you went to.
It doesn't make a difference, to be honest.
Really?
People act like it makes a difference. It doesn't make any difference.
But you just said the weather.
Yeah,
played a
I
huge
guess
factor.
that's a good point. North
weather-
Carolina's weather is worse than.
Yeah, it's real swampy,
Yeah.
like sticky. The
But
air in North Carolina feels like the steam coming off of his.
The air
Yeah, but-
feels like that pool.
Yeah.
Evaporate.
Yeah.
But this was November, December,
Oh, so it's just cold either
so
way.
it was just straight. It was stupid cold. It
Yeah.
wouldn't stop raining either. But yeah, it was really weird. Like I didn't think I'd ever see that because everybody says that nobody can like touch you in the military anymore. But like I saw it happen twice in combat training.
No, yeah, the military is not like Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, the internet is making us think that we're all weak, but the military's not playing that shit.
But yeah, I guess I just kind of lucked out and got the cool, super hard instructors.
Well, you also
They were
don't.
cool though, by the way. Those instructors were really cool.
I
They were
bet
just really
they're putting on
intense.
they're putting on an act for.
Yeah.
They're doing what they have to do. Like no, and also you're not the type of dude that does anything that's gonna get him punched at this training
I
anyway.
don't do anything like that. I was pretty good.
Yeah.
Those kids that got punched, they kind of deserved it. Like one of the first kid that got punched, he definitely deserved it. He was a poop head. Second kid, The second kid was in bed. He was in bed. We call it a rack, by the way, in the Marine Corps.
That makes sense.
But they woke us all up because somebody got caught smoking or something like that.
Ooh.
And we kept getting in trouble for that. I didn't smoke.
Obviously.
Yeah. But we were all outside and there was like one kid left inside. This is the second instance. And the kid was in bed still sleeping. Sergeant, what's his face?
Well, like you guys were all outside getting like.
Yeah.
And he was just like.
He was sleeping. And
sound asleep.
am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
I didn't know what you guys were doing about that.
No, we just censor it later.
Okay. So the sergeant comes up and he's like, "Hey, wake up!" And the kid goes, "Fuck off!" And then he goes, "This is a story I heard from the kid who got punched."
Okay.
Because he was bragging about it. He thought it was cool. I mean, if I got punched in the face, I would tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
Especially by a sergeant. But like, he was like, "What?" And he like picked the kid up and just decked him, and he just fell on the ground.
Yeah.
This is the same sergeant that punched the kid.
Well, so this guy's
at the range.
notorious for.
Yeah, but he was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that guy a lot. I thought it was cool that he was punching kids in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's gotten the. This is his first. This was his first year as a combat trainer, by the way. That we were his first class.
Oh, really?
So maybe that is a reason why this was happening so
Yeah.
much. And he was a recon marine.
Did he get in
And-
any trouble for this?
I don't know.
I hope not, because I mean that's.
he was really cool. You would have liked him.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
I like everybody.
But
But like Noble's really cool, and he just punches. I mean, I've seen him punch 3 babies in the face in 1 minute. I mean, anybody's capable of some crazy shit.
We don't talk about that though.
But yeah, no, that
those
was
are my crazy stories.
yeah, those are good stories, and I appreciate you sharing those with us today. I know that was really hard. And now that I mean you're done just going on and on about yourself. let's talk about this meal situation with Caleb. We co-host this podcast, and we've co-hosted it for over 2 months now. I've never felt so alone hosting this podcast.
I'm like almost done, but I've barely participated in the first quarter of this podcast. But yeah, you thought what? This was $13?
I mean, it looks like it could be a $13 meal easily.
Okay, let me tell you how much it was. Zilch.
He just couldn't wait.
I got it for free.
Why? What happened?
So
You found a hair in it?
We all know Mike Jones, right?
Actually, the 3 of us do. You do know Mike Jones.
Mike Jones, great guy, okay? I ran into him at Walmart the other day, and he was like, Noble. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, man? You know, we're just chatting. And then he was like, hey, you should, like, visit sometime, you know, at the Qdoba. He's the manager at the Qdoba off Highway K.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And on the way here, I was like, I want some food, but I don't want greasy fast food.
Of course.
So I was turning into like the that strip over there to get Panera, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Mike Jones. So I turn and go to Qdoba, and he just gave me the hookup, but in return I gotta fill out this survey right here. But yeah, great guy.
How much? How much would that meal cost normally?
$8.25.
Okay. So I was still off with the $13 thing.
That's right.
It's all right. I'm a moron.
Stupid.
No. I just want to say really quick to Caleb. All right. So don't even think about interrupting me right now, Joe.
Oh, geez.
Just because you're a Marine, you always want to interrupt me. So a lot of times I like to go back and listen to the podcast a lot. I know you like to do the same.
Yeah.
What I notice is like a lot of times I'll be listening and I'll hear things that I didn't like quite make out the first time. Like,
Okay.
if we're talking about something and it seems like I don't understand you, it's because
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back and listen to it later and be like, that's what he meant. And then I'll feel really stupid.
Really?
Yeah. I can't think of an example right now. I just noticed it recently. So there's that.
Is it like inside jokes that like you don't get?
No.
Or-
It's like straight up, like it'll be like if we're talking about something, I won't understand exactly what you mean. Like the point, I won't understand the point you're trying to make.
But then you
And then I'll listen back and then or it'll either be like that or I'll think of something better to contribute
yeah.
as a combination of either I am just realizing what you mean and this could have been my response to that, or like just, you know how every time you get done with the conversation you're like, damn, I should have said this.
Yes. Every time.
Every single time. So, Joe, really quick, when and this is a good story if Joe remembers it. When was like the first time that we like, I wouldn't say hung out, but like had more interaction than just we wrestled together in high school. He was a freshman, I was a sophomore, but like our first interaction together beyond wrestling was what?
Oh man, I think you gave me a ride home. I think that's what it was.
Close.
No?
Hunter was giving me a ride home, another teammate of ours, and then we saw you walking.
Who
Outside?
in fact our last guest Alex beat.
Is that right?
Yes.
We'll come back to that.
All right.
But anyway, he was giving me a ride home. We saw you walking.
Was that like down the street?
Yeah, right in front of the high school.
Uh-huh.
Like in your neighborhood still, but right in front of it.
Yeah.
And we let you in the car, and I was in the passenger seat. You were in the back seat. Hunter was driving. And what was the exchange between our first exchange between each other?
I said something. And you told me to shut up.
Close. All right. I was talking to Hunter. I said, Hunter, I think I said, do you like ICP? And you responded. And I was like, I wasn't talking to you, kid.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then I was just playing around, and Joe didn't know me well enough to know that yet. So then we started hanging out, and for like the first year and a half of our friendship, he said like 6 sentences.
Yeah, I was a very different my freshman year.
Yeah.
Well,
totally different person than you are now.
That was back like you weren't the same freshman I was, but my freshman year I thought I was just gonna go throughout high school like just being a nobody.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, Charlie's cool. And then I thought I messed it up with you. like right there.
he thought he finally had a shot and he blew it.
My shot popularity.
I'm very sorry that I made you feel that way. Yeah. So let's talk about the worst invention ever made.
That's a good question.
What?
Man.
The worst invention ever made?
Keep going.
Oh, Are you done?
Yeah.
All the idle noise. You
Yeah.
know how annoying that probably was in the mic?
I'll edit it. All right.
The worst invention ever made. Caleb, if you were to just think what's the worst invention ever made? And I don't mean the most useless, but like that could be it. But like what's the worst invention ever made? That's right. FaceTime. Let's talk about that for a second.
FaceTime. I was gonna actually say something.
Joe, I love FaceTime. Joe, you love FaceTime?
I love FaceTime.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
So
somebody I know, I can talk about my personal life, right?
yeah, of course.
My girlfriend is 5.5 hours away, so it's perfect for that.
Okay, FaceTime is really good for that. Okay.
Why
Now-
is it such a bad invention, though?
Now, there's a lot of times I'll be in I might be in the car and somebody tries to FaceTime. Obviously,
time.
super unsafe, right? But then it's like I have to either choose risk my life and answer the FaceTime or risk my friendship. And I would rather die than lose my friendship with Caleb here. So I was driving and I decided to FaceTime him back. And he said to me, hey, what time are you going to be at the studio? That was it. That's the reason he FaceTimed me.
Yeah.
Dennis is notorious for this as well. He used to be, at least.
Okay.
But he does phone calls now, and it's the most annoying thing ever. Like, he'll call me. I'll be busy, right, doing something. He'll call me. I won't answer. He'll be like, oh, whatever. Just act pissed off. I call him back, and he's like, hey, you want to hang out? Just text me. I prefer text. I don't like talking to people, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo.
I was actually kind of hesitant. I'm like, you know what? I never FaceTime Charlie.
No, you don't. You never do.
Let's see what happens.
And that was a great thing.
And as a result,
Here we are. That note was added to the almost very top of my list.
I mean, I have better ideas than that.
Well, the note was FaceTime though. Like that was the note. So what do you think is a worse invention than FaceTime?
Dude, remember the Xbox 360, how it had the red ring of death?
Yeah.
You know what that basically is? From my impression, is that's like a kill switch, so that people can. I mean, that started happening like right before the Xbox One came out.
Right.
So they don't just do that.
Oh,
with
like it's a conspiracy?
They do it with phones too.
Like a conspiracy.
Yes, a conspiracy, which is great for podcasts. They do it with phones too.
Your phone just stops working as soon as
Not
anyone comes out.
necessarily. It's not they stop working. They just slow down a lot.
Right.
Why is it that an invention that was made like 20 years ago, like the N64,
Right.
works
that
so
works,
well
that
now?
like I can. Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
it's not because.
But that's not the
technology
word.
But they also make everything faster.
Yeah, that's true. But not even because like now a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One game, you put it in, you put the disc in, and you gotta wait over an hour for the game to download.
Which is why do you even buy it?
That's
another stupid
with the
invention.
N64. I just blow on the cassette and toss it in and start playing it instant.
Why do they even make
Bada bing.
discs anymore? What's the point?
I
For
mean,
collection purposes, maybe.
yeah,
But
It's something about just holding a case, you know. I
yeah,
feel
I mean,
like
it's
opening a
point.
case and
Or
popping
having
the disc out.
having
But
a
are
shelf
they
of all
full
your
of
games and
cases?
movies,
aren't they just
but
losing money? It's the same price.
It is the same price. They have to produce a
Yeah, but
plastic case and a DVD.
Yeah.
Or Blu-ray disc or whatever.
They need all the everything for that.
that stuff actually, well, which is weird because like if you go on like the Xbox Marketplace, a video game costs more there than it does if you buy it in the store. You would think it would cost more in the store because they're losing more money that way.
It's 15. Isn't it $59.99?
No, I'm older
For a AAA
games.
game?
Older games.
Oh, okay.
Older game, like a game that's been out for a minute.
Well, that just
It's-
depends on.
But yeah, they are both 60. But that type of stuff does also keep GameStop in business. And then stores like GameStop. And then if GameStop's not in business, then we all got to go to like Best Buy to get our consoles and stuff. We don't want to do that.
Maybe those stores are paying the game companies to keep making them.
They probably pay like less, you know. But yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a lot of factors that we're overlooking.
There's a lot of factors that we don't know anything about. I mean, I'm just a supervisor at UPS.
I'm just a supervisor at Walmart, and you're just a supervisor at a pool
Yeah,
thing
just one pool.
place.
Yeah, a supervisor at a pool, in somebody's backyard in O'Fallon.
Wait.
So yeah, I mean, look at us. We're just a few managers. So, like, when it comes to terms that we all know very well, that like when somebody says it, you instantly know exactly what it is. I think of library.
They probably didn't hear you. You were
Library.
I feel like
And we-
everything you lead in, library is your note. Nothing else was the note, right?
just
Same with FaceTime.
Well, it's close. It actually that is part of the note because like a library is something we know instantly.
okay.
Somebody says library, you know it's a giant structure full of books. But like it's just a word we don't use in like everyday English very often, you know? I heard the word library the other day and I was like, it sounded weird.
Yeah.
And they pronounced it perfectly, but it sounded weird to me. And I was like, I guess it's because I just never say it. you know? I never say it or hear it.
No one ever.
It's also spelled weird. Library. Like, it's a weird-ass word anyway.
If you think about any word, like
If you
spider,
say a word enough,
It's true.
it'll start to sound.
just say spider
made up.
over and over
If
again.
you say any word enough times, it starts to sound very silly, and it makes you think, like, why is it even called that? Who decided the name of a chair? Who decided to call a chair? And I don't even want to get into that because I don't have
that
I
either.
can't even fathom that.
I
So
just don't know. I think another reason why you're so unacquainted. I mean, you know, don't look at me like that. All right.
I think
Library.
another reason you're so unacquainted to libraries is because you're a moron.
yeah, me and him go to school.
Yeah, that's true. I don't go to
right.
school.
I do have a library.
I have an
At my
online
school.
library too, which I have to
Dang.
use a lot.
An online library, isn't that just the internet? Go ahead, Caleb. I'm sorry that Joe interrupted you. I mean, he's a Marine.
Right. It's just like, for a lot of people, the last time they step foot in a library is for a class at school. You know?
Right.
And like, once you're out of school,
When nobody's forcing you to go to the library, you're not going to the library.
have you guys been to Middendorf Cradell?
Never.
heard of
Nobody has.
It's a library off K.
Is it?
Yeah, it's called Middendorf Cradell. That's right.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I wonder who invented it. The library. Even though it is fascinating, like, think about, like, there's probably a library at, like, the Vatican that's, like,
I mean, like,
that's, like, full of just really, like, fascinating stuff, you know? Ancient libraries and stuff like that.
Do you guys like talking about ghosts and aliens and stuff? Like,
I'm open to it, but
the best topic.
how about I'm talking about something right now, Mr. Lance Corporal?
Sorry.
Lance Corporal. What was your point? The Vatican and how there's a bunch of old books
honestly-
and I'd have
honestly,
just
I'm-
the time of my life in that library.
You don't think you would have
I
a
mean,
good time?
I guess.
You don't think you'd have a good time in that library?
I'd
You don't think you'd be fascinated by what you would learn from that?
not learn, just look around. I don't know.
You don't think you'd be fascinated by like
What's it look-
like
Do we even know if the Vatican has a library in it?
I don't. But if there is, you know, that's like over 2,000 years of knowledge right there.
If there's a library. I don't know the Vatican enough.
You don't think it would be cool that if there was a library there that you could just like explore?
I mean, it'd be cool. I wouldn't like I'd open a book, but I wouldn't read anything.
Like imagine you have like this.
I'd pick up a book and be like, dang, look at the binding on this. Look how old it is. Look at the leather back on it, you know?
And then you try to read it and you wouldn't even understand what it
wouldn't-
says.
And
If you opened it, you wouldn't even be able to understand it really.
I feel like I wouldn't want to read like books from 2,000 years ago. I feel like they're very boring.
Really hard to read.
And I just don't read in general.
Yeah,
I'm
nobody does except for nerds and losers. But like, dweebs. But you don't. Man,
My voice distorted.
I can't believe how not on the same level
It's like
we are on
it's
this.
like the whale thing.
It's like the whale thing.
I'm just like, I mean, yeah, it's a library. Vatican. I don't even know if they have a library.
But like ancient shit like that doesn't blow your mind, doesn't fascinate you. The fact that it has survived thousands of years.
Some of
Oh,
those
that's
books
cool.
have been opened in thousands of years.
Exactly.
True. Until I step foot in there and
And just
pry
ruin
one
it.
open
You
and
pry
then
one open and it just falls apart.
disintegrates,
It disintegrates. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oldie.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I'd find a.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's that crazy stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Aliens
we can talk about aliens.
and ghosts.
Do you have any more questions or something?
I got all kinds of. I got notes for days. Here's the
Do you?
thing. Here's what happened. Okay, normally I like take notes during the week, and then we talk about them during the podcast. But then when we had our guests on last week, I didn't get a chance to get all my notes out because we were just talking about all kinds of other shit.
Okay, so it's okay for me to go off topic? And
Yeah,
just talk
because
about
I can
something
just save the note. I can just talk about them next week.
else? You guys want to hear about Zombie Road?
I would love to hear about Zombie Road.
Right
Let's
now?
hear it.
You're on your phone, though.
You are on your
I was
phone, but
just
he's going
looking
through
at-
his notes. He's not like looking
Oh,
at
okay.
nudes from your mom or anything like that. He's just on.
Right.
He's just checking his notes
Do you want to hear the background of it?
of Zombie,
Zombie
Road.
Road?
Yes, actually, because I don't know the history of it.
I'll take you guys there sometime.
Kind of
It's
sounds
pretty awesome.
like Rocky Road.
Yeah, but it's Zombie Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy name. I mean, the name is almost
Stupidest
the name almost turns
interaction.
people off already because it's kind of in your face.
Right, right.
But it's worth it. So, I'm not gonna get all the facts right because I haven't even read anything about it in a while.
Right.
I haven't even been down there in like probably 2 years.
And
But-
and our memory, as we've talked about, is essentially a database. And once we fill it up with storage, we have to remove some things to add new things.
Yeah.
So
yeah, forget
Take
about
a
that.
trip down
that
memory lane.
biology listeners had
Zombie Road.
the other day.
it's way gone.
The whole thing.
Right.
So Zombie Road is a hiking path that's like, I want to say like a half an hour from here.
A what path?
A hiking path.
Hiking path.
Hiking path. It didn't used to be. It used to be for like, it used to be just a normal road where horses used to go down.
Right.
Carriages and stuff. So the first part is teenagers used to go down there. And this sounds weird because like who has sex outside, but they used to go down there and have sex and everything.
Right. Make out point.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that. There was a serial killer that would go down there and kill kids, like high schoolers
Okay.
and stuff. I mean, this is just stories.
Do you have a?
Right.
Okay.
What was that?
I was gonna say, how recent was this?
This was mostly like the 60s.
Something like that.
Way before that, people were dying on that road left and right.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people died. It's like a coincidence. So that's the serial killer's name was Zombie. Pretty stupid name, right?
Yeah.
But
Almost
that's-
makes it sound like it's a tall tale.
Yeah. I might be totally wrong about that.
Telltale.
But
Tall tale.
so the way that somebody got killed. There's a railroad at the end of it. Some kid got ran over there, by a train. So it's like 2 hills that go straight down, right, into the path, and I went down there. Me and my friend Harry. Remember Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison. Yeah.
We went down there, right? So I'm like, this is stupid. This is a waste of time, you know, 'cause it's like a normal path. So we get down there, and I immediately start to feel like sick, you know, just like weird.
So if you got a bunch of flu shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. So we're just walking down, and nothing really happens, right? We don't see anything, hear anything, nothing.
Right.
We just feel weird. It starts to get dark. You can't stay. You can't be down there past dark, otherwise you'll get fined.
Yeah.
Because people do that all the time, trying to find ghosts. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So I get back to my car and I just feel totally fine. So like, I didn't see anything. My story is kind of boring, but all I'm saying is
But you
that
can feel it.
I just felt it. Yeah.
There was a real feeling of like something else in the atmosphere.
Yeah. I didn't think anything was gonna happen. Like I did not think anything was gonna happen. At
Right.
all. But I mean, it was cool. I mean, it's a cool enough story. Like it's worth going down there.
Where is Zombie Road at?
Oh, dude, I don't remember. Yeah.
You don't remember?
Yeah.
Put
but,
in maps.
I mean, people. There's pictures on Google. People have been down there in the middle of the night doing like investigations and stuff. And
Yeah.
they've snapped photos, and there's what they call shadow people. That if you take a picture of the top of the hill, it's a bunch of people's backyards, by the way, which is like weird.
That is weird.
But there's a picture on Google which it's just outlines of people like shadows.
Oh wow.
It's probably not real.
Right.
I just think it's really cool because it's something near here that's.
I mean, I know that, like, I guess I don't know personally, but I have heard from more than one person that, like, if you go somewhere where a bunch of people have died,
Yeah.
then you can feel, like, the presence of all those people who died.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that
my
might be it.
my uncle went to Poland. He went on vacation to Poland because, we're Polish, and he went to Poland and they visited Auschwitz while they were there. And he said that he could really feel like
The air is heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think is fascinating. I would love to go somewhere like that. I want to go to like an abandoned like asylum, like an insane asylum from like the 40s, when like they were like just barely even regulated, and the regulations were a joke anyway, and they did like all sorts of really messed up stuff to these people. Yeah, I'd like to go somewhere like that and just see how that feels, crazy writing on the walls and stuff like that.
I think like, I don't know, some point in high school, like there was a field trip to like an abandoned asylum or something like that.
That's a
high school?
This is a high school funded.
I don't know if it was an asylum or a jail, but it was like it wasn't functioning anymore.
Like
and it
Missouri
was like
Penitentiary?
Yeah. So I think that sounds a bit right, but it was like it's like a tourist spot.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
What class were you in?
I didn't go though. I graduated in 18 though.
Oh,
Dude, that is so cool.
yeah, I would have loved to do some stuff like that.
Still there.
We went to like the St. Louis Art Gallery. Remember? But when we went to the St. Louis Art Gallery for German class?
Yeah, yes.
That was fun.
That was
We had
fun.
that was the only field trip we ever did in high school.
Yeah,
Besides wrestling camps.
right.
We did that twice, didn't we?
Wrestling camps?
No, the art museum. German class.
I can't remember. I don't remember. I barely remember going
the
once.
second time we went, you were mad at me.
Did
I
you
was?
guys see
Yeah,
any-
you were mad at me, and like I made Mikey laugh because he's like, "Did you just bring bread to eat for lunch?" I only brought bread to eat, just straight up bread.
That's why I was
That's
mad
right.
at you, was because all you brought was bread?
You were mad at me before that. It was something to do with like homecoming. It was the remember,
Oh, yeah, you know what? I think I do remember.
yeah,
what
it was.
Yeah.
I got mad at you because
We got mad at each other.
yeah,
It's all good. It's water under the bridge.
but no, I'm still mad about it. But, yeah, Mikey thought it was funny how I was eating bread and you're like, dude, shut up, it's not funny. He's not funny. he's a bitch.
That sounds like me. Actually, the funniest thing. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it back for a second. Okay, I can't remember what year this was. I think it was summer 2015, because it was right before my senior year, and we went to West Virginia for a wrestling camp, and the funniest thing that's ever happened in my life to this
I know what
day
you're about to say.
happened during that trip. Okay?
At the end of that trip.
At the very end. And so he was not there.
Was it?
No, the guy was not there.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
And so what happened was it was a camp that the wrestling team decided to go to, but my uncle ran it. So it was 2 5-day camps that were back to back. I was able to go for free, so I did the whole 10-day camp. I drove to West Virginia by myself, 17 years old. Took my mom's car, drove 11 hours to West Virginia by myself. And
Did you go all the way?
yeah.
You just have a hotel?
I never stopped at a hotel. I stopped like
To pee and stuff.
for bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
And so I drove all the way there. I was there for like the first 5 days and like just felt miserable. I felt alone, you know? And then like the rest of the team showed up and it got a lot more fun. It was still hard, but it got a lot more fun because like all my friends were there. Well, then during the drive home, I offered to allow a couple of passengers ride home with me so that there would be more space in the other 2 cars that the rest of the team brought. And
But why wouldn't you, by the way? Why would you drive alone?
well, yeah, exactly. Well, it was more for me and my mental stability than it was for them. But
No, they're coming with us. You have to drive alone.
yeah.
Support your crippling depression.
Yeah, but it helped everybody. And Joe and Dennis rode with me. Avery Scott is another good friend of ours, who he was in the car in front of us, in Sanker's car, who I was following. And all of a sudden, we're on this highway, you know, and we got this long drive. We had just stopped at some like sandwich place and ate. And during the drive home, all of a sudden, Avery like leans his head out the window on the highway and looks back at us. And we were like, what the hell is he doing? And then like a liquid just misted my windshield. And like, it was only a little bit at first.
Like a car wash.
So, well, it was only a little bit at first. So I thought he spit on us. And I was like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, the windshield is just covered in like a dark orange to brown fluid. And the 3 of us were like, oh, he's puking. And he had puked all over my mom's windshield. And like at the time I was driving like a 96 GMC Sierra. And this was like a 2006 Pontiac G6. And like the control, like the whole thing was different. Now, I didn't know how to spray wiper fluid. I'm like, I can't see. Like, I was freaking
You were
out.
laughing the whole time,
And I was dying laughing. So like I was laughing so hard there was tears in my eyes. And my eyes, like I couldn't see because of that. And then I tried wiping the puke off the windshield. It was just smearing it in.
No.
And Dennis was like, no, here. And he showed me how to do it and it cleaned it off. And then like we were just watching him. And then there was like a woman driving a convertible in a lane next to us. And like she made like this like grossed out. She's like looking at her hair, just disgusted face. She like he puked on her through her convertible. And we ended up pulling off to the side of the we pulled off to like the nearest bathroom that we could use. And he gets out of the car. The very first thing he's like, I shit my pants when he got out of the car. It was the funniest. So then I fell on the ground laughing. It's the funniest thing. And then like he goes to the bathroom, he changes, and he throws these like sweatpants, like cut off sweatpants that were like shorts in the trash that I had. He had them for a while and I always liked them. I was like, well, hang on, dude, we might be able to clean that out. I look in the dumpster where he threw it and I'm like, never mind, dude, we're gonna leave that there. He got food poisoning from the sandwich that he ate and puked all over my mom's windshield.
How is it that he was the only one who got sick?
I don't know.
We all ate at the restaurant.
A team of like 15 kids all ate.
And a lot of us got the same thing.
Yeah. All
I'm
ate at
sure
the
we
same
got the
restaurant.
same thing.
And he's the only one
Just
that
had no control over his body.
Yeah.
He just-
Hey, give that kid the bad one. I don't like the way that
Yeah,
kid looks. He looks weird.
Oh man, it was the funniest thing. And then like I think you remember this, but like towards the end of the trip, we were almost home and it was like super late, and I was like falling asleep, and Dennis was sound asleep.
Yeah, he actually, I'm pretty sure that he knew that you were tired.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah. And I was like falling asleep at the wheel, and I was like, Joe, I need you to talk to me, man. I need you to just talk, say something. Like I'm like slapping myself in the face.
You were like
and,
hitting the back of your
my
head.
hitting my head on the seat.
I was
and
like, so how's it going?
just
how
like,
you doing,
how
buddy?
you doing? Don't kill us. But that was to this day, that might have been the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah,
I've ever seen happen.
That's my funniest story too. Whenever somebody asks me what my funniest story is, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible story. And I don't know if I doubt Avery listens to this, and if he found out that I told the story on here, I don't know how he'd feel about it. But I mean, I know Sam.
No, I don't think he cares.
Sam told that story at their wedding, so at Avery's wedding. So it's fine. But yeah. Joe's been eating the candy corn.
It's pretty good.
Joe's been eating the candy corn. So that was a really nice thing you did. Actually, Jess listens to these podcasts, so anytime like it comes off like I'm making fun of her, she listens and knows that we're just playing around.
How much time we got?
Looks like, I mean, up to about
Got another 90 minutes.
not 90 minutes, up to about 45 more.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, you're asking how much time we got, like you're on a tight schedule.
No, I don't want to end.
But she heard the thing about the candy corn, and she was like, yeah, I mean, I just bought those for like a decoration because it's, it's almost Halloween, and she loves Halloween's her favorite. Yeah. So so when we were talking about it, she was not offended at all. She actually loves this podcast, which is awesome. But yeah, no. I mean, I don't know if she'll even care that you're eating it, but
Remember that?
I just wanted to point out that anytime I say Jess is gonna be mad at me, she doesn't actually get mad at me. Like I say, I feel like I've said it like the past 3 or 4 episodes. Like, oh, Jess is gonna be mad at me for this. She's never mad at me. We just play around.
You remember that pumpkin patch next to our house that they used to do like a pyramid?
They used to build a giant pyramid.
Did you ever go on that thing?
I think I did when I was like crazy young.
I
awesome.
remember that.
Do you actually remember that?
Yeah, the hay bale pyramid thing.
Yeah. They had like a maze on the inside.
Where'd you live when you grew up?
Laura Hill. So
Really?
He's lived there his whole life.
But like,
You lived that close to me?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like
I thought you lived like
15-minute walk.
no.
what? Dude, I didn't know that.
But like, hey, now you know.
Huh.
But like,
I thought you were farther.
that pyramid is a very dangerous thing. It was a very dangerous thing.
I thought it was really well built.
You think it was sturdy?
I don't know.
It's hard to say because like the foundation of it was hollow for a maze. They built like a maze into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So the
foundation. I didn't know anything.
It was
as a kid.
cool.
The foundation was hollow, so it could have for sure just like caved in.
But like, if I went in that today and it was like kind of like just big enough for me to fit through, like I'd be claustrophobic.
yeah, well, of course you would. But like, I mean, it's like if you went through it now and it caved in on you, it's hay.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
So you just
That much hay?
So you just kind of go.
You would just scream and
They're bales.
they'd help you out.
They're bales.
I can't imagine.
Whatever, dude.
I mean,
They're
some
bales.
people are really claustrophobic.
They're-
They'd probably
I eat bales of hay for breakfast.
They're bales.
But if you scream, if you're screaming and there's other kids in there, somebody's
yeah,
gonna,
somebody's gonna save
be
you for
fine.
sure.
The spider. I mean, I feel like
The 7-year-old kid.
But the thing is, there's certain spiders like brown recluses that'll be in there.
Ooh,
Or
yeah, whoa.
recluses. I keep saying recluse. I've been doing that my whole life.
Well, you have a speech impediment.
Well, can you like imagine having a big thing of property, right? And like you do like a Halloween thing every year, and just making a giant, like hay, like
Hay
Hay
pyramid.
Heap,
Yeah.
A heap of hay.
yeah, like a bunch of, but a lot
Yeah.
more than a heap. I don't know. I don't
A
know.
boatload.
Well, what I'm saying is
A
like imagine like
huge heap
a
of hay.
city, like a little city of like there's a whole. We got a whole.
Oh, you're saying like
yeah.
a whole community. That's like
Yeah.
all the structures
Like a
are
whole
built
bunch
out
of
of hay.
a whole bunch of structures.
That would actually be really
A
sick.
haven
That'd be
of
really
hay.
cool.
I'm done. I'm done with the.
It's a hay haven.
Yeah.
So I brought up Hunter earlier, and I'm glad I did. So, I don't know. I think I've talked about it a little bit on here, but like over the years, you know, I've developed a real like social anxiety where like in public I don't like talking to anybody. I like talking to like my people in my circle, and I don't really like to talk to anybody else. Even people, like if I just run into somebody in public that I know, I don't want any part of that conversation. I want to avoid it and get away. And I don't know where that has come from, because I used to be very like extrovert, outgoing, whatever.
Maybe there was like an episode or like a traumatic experience you had.
Could be the case. Who knows? And for the first time in, 5+ years, I ran into somebody in public and was very happy to have run into them in public. And it was Hunter Brazel. And Hunter's somebody that I wrestled with, that you also wrestled with, and you...
He was a senior when I was a freshman.
Okay. And Hunter is psychotic. He's a wild dude.
Still?
I don't know, because I only talked to him for a minute, gave him a big ass hug, said how's it going, made sure that I got his phone number, and told him if he ever wants to hang out to let me know. But then he's like called me on Facebook Messenger, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Just call me on my number. You have my number. Anyway,
I got something about that too.
I was what?
Facebook Messenger, like calling. I got 2 weird stories about that, but go on.
We'll get back to that.
Perfect.
Hunter's a great dude. I always loved Hunter. I, in a way, looked up to him when I was, when I was like a freshman and sophomore, because he was dedicated. He had wrestled for a long time, and we were built similar, and our styles were similar. And he was just goofy like me. And it was just great seeing him. It was the first time I had seen him. I didn't know how he had been doing and whatnot. It was great seeing him. What are your stories about Facebook Messenger phone calls?
So,
It's just great. Okay.
I feel like it'd be like kind of a douche move to like name names.
Yeah. I mean, I've been naming people's names only because they're friends of mine.
Yeah, but
and like,
these are people that one of them I like, the other one I'm indifferent about.
yeah, and if the story's gonna be like something that's gonna tarnish their
I'm
name,
just not gonna say.
don't say their names. Yeah, we do use
Call
made
them,
up.
call them Randy.
Call one of them Randy and call the other one Tyler.
Rachel.
All right, so Randy, we all of us know who Randy is. You might catch on to who it is. So
I don't
whenever I was in
don't think I will.
Torrance Palms, California, for my training for my radio stuff, I guess was in the Marine Corps.
Did he go rogue?
What was it?
Already caught on to
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
So yeah, he calls me on Facebook Messenger. I just didn't answer. But like I was like, why are you doing that? Like, why wouldn't you
Does Randy have
message
your
me first?
Does Randy have your phone number?
Probably not.
But he has several friends that you're also friends with that he could have easily gotten your number.
Yeah, but I just don't get why he wouldn't. And he was in Torrance Palms with me. The base itself where the people stay is not that big. He was probably just a couple,
Oh, he did this while you were there?
Yeah, he was probably just a couple buildings away from me. So like, I was just like, why wouldn't you like message me first? Why would you just straight up go and call me? Like, I know that we're like, people in the military tend to be like, you can just talk to them easily, and it's not really awkward. We just have like a connection. But like, I was just like, I'm just not gonna answer.
Right.
It was so weird because I'm like, next time I see him, he might say something about it. I'm like, listen, man, I just didn't want to answer.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird.
That's like similar
can
to
see that-
FaceTiming somebody.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It was a FaceTime thing. That's what he was doing.
Not that.
Oh, really? Well, it was a face call
He was doing
on
a face
Facebook.
call.
Oh.
Actually, no, it was a phone call.
It was just a phone
Yeah.
call. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, it
sorry.
was just a phone
But-
call.
I was talking
You
about
can
Facebook. Like
Yes.
he called me from Facebook Messenger is what I'm saying.
Yes, that's
I
where he
didn't
called
know
me
that.
from. Facebook, it's the same thing. Facebook Messenger and Facebook are the same thing.
Yeah. Did he like a FaceTime type of thing?
No, I don't know why I said that. It was just a call.
Oh, you're confusing me.
Sorry.
Well, it is Facebook.
Just to clarify.
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
just,
so
it's
the
the fact that
face-
it's Facebook is what the name of it is. Yeah. I think it's the glasses throwing me off.
yeah. But yeah, you can see that somebody's online.
Yeah.
And he could see I was clearly online. And I was like, why wouldn't you just? I didn't say anything, but I was like, why wouldn't you just message me?
Yeah.
Second one, this guy.
Tyler.
What?
Tyler is what we're calling him.
Him. I've always had like a weird thing with him. Like, he's always been, I'm not that tall, but this guy's really not that tall. He's like half of a head shorter than me. He's like 5 foot. He was in my grade.
It's like, oh.
He was in my grade. So like we used to hang out at one of our other friends' houses, and like I used to wrestle him because that's what kids do, you know. Like this was in like middle school.
Right.
And I don't know what it was. Like he just wanted to be better than me or whatever. So like he like somehow joked me. I don't remember how it happened, but we were like wrestling on the trampoline, and ever since then he always talk about that. We like walked into class. This is middle school.
Right.
We like walked into class one day. He's like, "Yo, you need me to kick your ass again?" Like he'd say stuff like that, and I was like, "No, dude, like chill."
Yeah.
Like what? I didn't do anything to you. But anyway,
Right.
so he also joined the Marine Corps. I had no idea. I was in 29 Palms too whenever this happened. So he calls me. He's in the infantry, which is like the big, you know, they're called grunts. No, they're called grunts,
Not
and
that guy.
people in the infantry talk a lot of crap on what are called pogues. People who are not grunts, they think that they're tougher and everything.
Right, of course.
They get tougher training, so you know they automatically have the upper hand.
Right.
So he calls me. It's almost like a flex, I guess. Just like see if I would answer, because it, you know, making anybody nervous.
Right.
And like, man, he was just asking me all these questions. You know, like, it was just so weird. He was still doing the same thing he was doing in middle school, like doing that. Like, I'm better than you. You know,
And
like.
this is somebody that you like, or is this the one that you're
No, I'm
indifferent?
indifferent about him.
Oh.
I like the other one, but like, he was still in that mindset that like he had to make sure that he was better than me. It was so strange. I was like, you're like the same person, man.
Type his name in right there. It's pissing me off. Oh!
I haven't seen the screen yet.
Remember him?
I don't even know who that is. So, that's
But
disappointing.
He joined a little bit before me.
Well,
Had no idea.
sounds like he's a giant.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but same.
Censor that.
The reason why I was talking so much about the
621?
middle school
Okay.
thing is because he came off as the same person that he came off as in middle school.
Yeah.
And I was like, you never grew up, man.
Right.
It was so weird.
Yeah,
So weird.
that's that weak shit though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he's doing all right.
I hope he's not. I hope he's dead.
Jeez, you know. Okay.
But yeah, people who call on Facebook Messenger are weird.
Yeah, it's a strange way to try to communicate with somebody. Send a message. Like Facebook calling shouldn't even exist.
Hey, you got a kick? Can I?
Yeah.
Can I Facebook you on
Add me on Kick. I just want to talk.
Hey,
Discord?
Let's kick it.
So, we noticed last week and even in weeks prior that Caleb is really bad at telling stories. Okay?
Yeah.
And you would agree that you're really bad at telling stories.
I've improved, but I'm still not like.
I disagree. I've heard him tell some good stories.
Thanks,
But-
Joe. You know what? I'm the best at telling stories.
It makes it
all
more
right?
interesting if we're clashing.
Yeah, that's true. We're clashing right now. You and I, hey, consider us clashing. Anyway, he's bad at telling stories. Why are you bad at telling stories, Caleb?
Because I could just. Sorry, I was gonna make a joke. Because I suck at context.
No. You're wrong. You're bad at telling stories because you're monotone.
Think
So-
that's it.
A lot of times you can tell there's like
What are you talking about?
his stories, because he never changes his tone, is always momentum.
But people like
It's
that.
always build up, and then it's the end of the story. And then you're like, then what? And then he goes, nah, that's just the end of it. So you're like, oh.
just the end of it.
So you got to tell like the conclusion of the story in a different tone.
That's what people like, though.
No, they don't.
It's different.
They like the let.
Yeah, we're clashing, and I say I'm right.
Well, you know what, dude? I've gotten a lot of DMs about the Dude and the Guy podcast, and they all agree with me.
That he's too monotone.
It's just like this guy.
They all say that I should have a different co-host,
All right. Well, I mean,
and his
Whenever
name
you guys get to-
is Joe Cook.
whenever you guys get to however many million views every episode, they're gonna agree with me that adds flavor, like
No, it
the
doesn't.
monotone thing. Because no,
The thing that makes this podcast great is how different he and I are. If that's what you're saying.
Well, first of all, that's one thing I'm saying. But another point is that You ever find those weird, like those small YouTubers that you just somehow just connect, like you just like them?
No,
like a
that's
YouTuber-
never happened.
You don't watch YouTube.
Okay, well I was watching something.
I don't even watch YouTube.
Some like craziest moments in UFC history, something
Right.
like that. And like this, I couldn't stop watching this guy's videos because it was hilarious how monotone his voice is. Which is I'll show you. Like it's awesome. Like his voice he's so boring, but it's awesome. Because the words that he uses like amazing and fantastic. He's like, it was amazing.
It was.
And it's the best part. I'm like, this is why I don't even care about the countdown anymore. I
He's
just
the
like the way
least
he talks.
exciting person, and like his voice is just bleb. Like
It's awesome.
I'm rooting for him.
No, one of the best parts about it is if you read the comments, everybody's bashing him for being so monotoned.
Yeah.
But then there's that one comment who's like, yeah, you guys are all bashing him, but he's still doing it.
Right.
And he's been doing this for like years.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
You
just-
can't stop me.
And like nobody's so that's what you shouldn't. No matter what people think, you should just
I agree.
That's
I
right,
don't
you
think
can't
I
stop
don't
me.
think he should change the way he tells stories. I don't think he should change anything he's doing. He's just bad at telling stories.
well, I just like okay.
So, all right, here's the
enough.
thing. We're gonna get into do you have any notes? You haven't added any notes like
I have notes. I just
Is there any you want to get out? There's
Yeah.
one that I've been dying to get out for
Well,
like 2 weeks
just
now.
hold on.
Okay.
I actually have a story. It's
All
funny
right.
that you mentioned how I
Let's
suck.
let's see how he does.
I mean, okay, we can wait on that after my story. That thing,
Well, we're at an hour. How long is the story?
it's quick. I
Okay.
can crank it
So,
out.
Just
half
tell the
an hour
story.
story.
Just tell the story.
Okay, let me. You know, yeah. Okay, let's dive in. All right, so I had a dream kind of right after our mid-season finale, so I couldn't really share it
Right,
because
'cause we
like
didn't-
we had a guest.
we
You know,
had-
I wasn't gonna
And we had like
crank
a
out my notes.
3-week break, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
So pretty much, I had a dream. Okay, that you and I, the dude and the guy, with some other strangers, were on a space camp. Okay. That we were on a NASA bus. Okay.
Okay.
We're still on Earth. Okay.
Right.
We're just on a NASA bus. We're heading to the airport. Okay. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I'm going to space. All right, let's go. And then I get to the airport. Okay. I got my suitcase. I'm like, hey guys, I gotta pee, cause I got a very small bladder, I guess. But
Right.
I go to the restroom. All right. I go into the stall, cause all they had were stalls, no urinals. I don't know, but I was doing my thing, right? And then all of a sudden I see this, overweight, middle-aged man, bald.
When you say overweight, like I'm overweight.
He's probably bigger.
Is he like obese overweight, or just like
Just
he could lose a few pounds?
2.5 bills.
Okay. How tall?
I don't know. But like he was bald. He was bald. He was bald, and then like how like some bald people don't commit to like the fully shaven head, so
Yeah.
they still have that like weird hair.
The terrible like crown.
thing. Yeah.
like Paul
yeah.
Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
And that was like gray.
Yeah.
That was like gray. Okay. He walks in the restroom. All I see his head peeking over my stall, as I'm doing my business.
Right.
And I'm like, what? And he's like kind of eyeing towards like, what I'm working with.
Right.
Like at my eyes. And he's like, raises his eyebrows. And I like,
Oops.
oh, and then he walks away. I'm like, what the hell was that guy? And then like, I see him like grabbing my suitcase and he's booking it towards the door. I'm like, screw this guy, so I pick him up and like throw him on the ground. And he pulls out his phone, and he's like, 911, yeah, this man just attacked me.
He's calling the cops on you?
Like, yeah. I'm like, screw this guy. And then I woke up. I never went to space.
He stopped you.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy.
Yeah, that guy sounds like a real piece of work.
Oh, I hate that guy, and he's not even real. Jeez. Yeah.
That's a really good story.
The
And you did a
hands.
good job telling it.
Did I?
So let's talk about the difference between segue and segue. Because for a long time, and I mean 22 and a half years, I didn't know the difference.
Segue and
So, you know how we'll be like, that's a good segue for this next topic?
right.
That's one thing. And then there's like the little motorized thing that's called a Segway.
Is it the two-wheeled thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what Paul Blart
Oh, yeah.
rides. So that's a Segway.
Man, they barely correlate.
Well, I thought that, like, I really don't know what I thought.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. It turns out segue in the context of like like a segue to another topic is spelled Segue, and then a segue
I
is
have no idea.
a motorized Segway is like Segway.
Man, that would if I was a spelling bee, I'd be done.
Me too. So they're like, I thought
too.
that like they were named after each other. I thought they somehow correlated. I thought one was named after the other. And it turns out they're completely different things, completely different spellings, and they're not correlated in any way whatsoever. And I only learned that a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, like Segway
How'd you find that
a
out?
Segway, you
Don't
move,
remember.
you move from one place to another. Segway, you go from one topic to another.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Do you think of that?
It's like the physical version of a Well, that's why I thought they were correlated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Ass wipe
Oh, and them being spelled different does make it.
to where they're not correlated.
It's like I wasn't even listening to you.
It's kind of exactly like you didn't listen to anything I said. All right, cool. Now,
Was that the
that was the
thing
note.
you've been holding on for 2 weeks?
Yep.
I like it.
Couldn't wait.
It was all right.
So, let's talk about some Urban Dictionary words, okay? We're gonna just bring
I
up.
see them.
We're gonna bring up a couple, and then that's what we're gonna end the podcast on.
Oh,
Oh, don't we gotta do the whole time?
guys.
I want to though.
Guys, I have another thought that's
Thank you.
like really.
All right, get it out quick. Good.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta. What time you gotta go to work?
Your mom. Like your mom 30, I think.
Don't we have like 35 minutes?
I mean, we have up to 24
nice.
minutes.
I've never seen that. That's sick.
Me neither.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make this a tweet, but I feel like only 2 people are gonna listen to this podcast, so I'm gonna say it as well.
Well, since
So-
I'm on it.
Yeah, since Joe's
you're
on it.
it'll be 3. So you guys hear about Hurricane Laura?
I think
Yes.
I've heard vaguely about it.
This might get you in
Why?
trouble.
Why do hurricanes have the most like innocent names?
This is a joke.
That's a good question. I don't really understand that
Like-
either. I know that like each time it's a different letter of the alphabet. They name it
really?
after like the next chronological.
Okay, hold on. Was this a joke?
I could condense it into like a tweet, which like had a joke,
There
but
was
like
no punchline.
there is a punchline, but like it's just like I have a funny like why isn't it called like Hurricane Armageddon? You know,
Right,
something
right.
badass like that.
Right.
That's pretty much my joke about it.
Was it
but-
Katrina then Laura?
like there's a Hurricane Isaac, you know,
Right.
like that's
Right.
not intimidating.
I
No,
Harvey?
because there's been more. Obviously, yeah. Like why? It's not in the ABC order.
I think it probably went Harvey, then Isaac.
From what I see, yeah, okay. I think you might be right because like, not like every year they restart the alphabet. I think, from the looks of it. So like, for weird.
So there's like
So then, wouldn't there be
10
like?
hurricanes a year.
Yeah. What? Wouldn't it be like Alpha Bravo, like just?
I don't know.
Which is just
If
A
it's
and
really
B
gonna
to
restart.
us civilians.
I don't know. Dude. I don't think it's in order.
Sue me.
Sue them. Sue them then.
Sue Charlie.
you're
Sue
wrong.
Charlie. He was the one who.
But you won't even sue either one of us. Do you have any idea what kind of legal team we have here at the Dude and the Guy Studios?
That's
I'm
right.
not gonna sue you guys.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
don't need your money.
But
I
like,
have
there's
enough.
just these names like Hurricane Andrew and Hurricane Gilbert. but,
Hurricane
like,
Sandy.
Why
was
isn't
a-
there like Hurricane Armageddon?
Right. That's a
That's
good.
all.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Did you think of that?
Yes.
It's a good thought.
I'm gonna tweet it someday, and it should get over 10 likes.
Yeah.
That you
If
can
not,
get,
I'm gonna be disappointed.
Does Twitter have comments? Because I don't have a Twitter.
You can like reply to people's
Did you-
tweets.
did
So
you-
they're gonna be like, "Hey, who's here from the dude and the guy?" Like you scroll down and it's like a million of them, but you guys only have like 5 views, and you're like, "What?"
That's funny. Who's here from That's funny.
Yeah, we're like all these people, hundreds of people, but you only have like a couple of views for the podcast. No, one of the viewers, what he's been doing is he's been recording the whole thing,
sharing
putting it on
them.
YouTube.
Yeah.
He's been leaking.
And
or
he's making the
bootlegging-
money, and you guys aren't.
Bootlegging the dude.
Hey,
and
can
the
you
guy.
guys imagine that? Could you guys even do
What if
anything
he
about
gets
that?
more views than we do?
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Could you guys even? And he starts making money. Could you guys do anything about that?
No, because we don't have any like.
Yeah, we do.
You
we
do?
could do something.
Could we?
Did you not say we have the best legal team on the market?
Yeah, but do you
I
guys
forgot about that.
have you guys trademarked this name?
No.
Huh?
Do you guys know how to?
No.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
My mom knows
I
how
could-
to.
Really?
But like, do you know? I mean, you can just Google it. But like, do you know if it costs money or not?
I have no idea.
You
You
guys
should do that though.
I'm
No,
sure
but
it's
like,
took.
just imagine
Before
like,
it's took,
yeah. First of all, it might get taken. The name.
Tooken.
Second, yeah, Tooken.
Token.
So you guys have to restart all of your podcasts. Second, yeah, somebody could if they thought this was good enough material, they could just record it and put it
Yeah.
on YouTube. Like some guy who knows how to get views.
And he's just making like just hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yeah.
off of our shit.
And
That would be awesome.
And you guys start talking about it on the podcast,
Right.
And he keeps doing it. Like, dude, this guy keeps jacking.
I don't know where do we find this guy? Yeah,
Alright.
that was my hurricane spiel.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't even do the.
Yeah, the
Name.
way.
I'm going to. That's what
Okay.
I was
thought you
about
were
to
saying-
get into.
I thought you were about to be like, all right, we're done or something.
No. This has been a really great podcast so far.
Has it been the best one?
Absolutely not.
The best one.
I don't know. Every single one feels like the best one, really. I always have a really good feeling about them when we do. Like, I don't think we've done one where afterwards I was like, man, that one sucked.
I mean, I feel like for me, I feel like the first quarter I was just eating, so I'm kind of like I'm not disappointed in myself, but I'm disappointed by my performance.
Yeah, rightfully so.
We said the same thing.
So let's talk about a lickable clink.
Why?
Okay.
Can I guess what that is? Is that what this game is?
Actually, yeah. Go ahead and guess. That's not what the game normally is, but
you guys should make that a thing.
we're not really looking for notes right now.
Hold on. A segment of your guys' podcast should be Urban Dictionary time or whatever. Urban Dictionary time. You do like a little horn or
Like
something.
a jingle.
Yeah, and then
Urban Dictionary time.
you guys should have like some kid get like my nieces involved with it, and you guys just say, okay, on 3 you guys say Urban Dictionary time.
Right,
and then you
right.
record it and you put it. You know what I'm saying?
Urban Dictionary time.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
you
That's something we might look into in the future. Anyway, try
and
to
then-
guess what a lickable
Yeah, you
clink
give
is.
me a name and that guy guess what it is. I'm gonna guess. A lickable clink.
A lickable clink.
Oh, I know what it is. I didn't look
Is it
it up.
sexual?
No.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say. Is it something to do with sports?
No.
No. Something to do with anything being hit
No.
together.
No. Your brain, there's no way your brain's going in this direction. So,
I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna guess. It's whenever a giraffe.
okay.
dies. Okay.
No. A lickable clink is a spoonerism. Do you guys know what a spoonerism is?
No.
A spoonerism is basically a phrase where you swap letters in the phrase to make it sound like something different than it is. So a clickable link is the actual phrase.
A lickable clink.
A clickable link is the phrase, and a lickable clink is the spoonerism. It sounds like something that's filthy, but it actually means nothing.
Like Kojuk.
Kojuk.
That's funny. A spoonerism?
A spoonerism.
That's a good word.
Yeah, which we like have done. Eli does it a lot.
Yeah.
He'll switch out letters and stuff.
Yeah.
Learn something.
But those
And
are
I'm-
spoonerisms.
They're called So peas and carrots is a spoonerism of keys and parrots.
I thought
Tea bags becomes bee tags. Trail mix mail tricks. Yeah, there's some good ones on here. But yeah, spoonerism is a fun like little. It's like playing around with
Knucking foots.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
My dad used to say that.
Did he?
Yeah, knucking foots.
Yeah.
That's spoonerism. And yeah, it's just like fun wordplay, like on the English dictionary. And lickable clink sounds like something that's really sexual, but it's just a spoonerism for clickable link.
You got another one?
I mean, no. I can find
Yeah, a
another one.
couple.
We normally we just both bring one, and I feel like Noble didn't bring one. But I'm about to find out if I'm right or wrong.
I mean, I got one. It's just my phone's on 1%.
No, that's great. You want to use mine?
Sure.
You guys
I mean, I have very underwhelming ones.
That's fine. We'll just wait.
Idea, or you guys gonna go with it?
I mean, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna take it to the. I mean, we don't.
Why wouldn't you?
Ooh.
That would be a segment that people would enjoy.
I don't have a word, but I have a fun fact.
Okay. You know what? I like that too.
All right. So, pi, right? Pi.
Fun facts too. You should throw fun facts in
Yeah.
3.14
Yep.
or like the desert.
Three-
Dessert. Jesus, desert.
Yeah, there's. I don't know. But yeah, pi, the number.
Okay.
All right? 3.14 just goes on and on, right?
Right.
If you think about it, in theory, you could find your social security number somewhere in that number.
Yeah.
Because it never ends. If it's
Never
infinite,
ends.
then yes, your social security is probably in there more than once.
Pi just goes on.
Find that.
All of our social, you know,
Yeah.
Everybody in the whole universe.
any combination of numbers you can think of is in that number.
That's a really good point. If it's infinite, if it's truly infinite, then yes.
Yeah.
Which is actually really insane to think about. It's kind of like the infinite universe theory. I don't know if you've heard of that. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait on that. We might dive into that next week.
But yeah, let me just say I wasn't the one who like came up with that. One of my associates brought that fact up to me, and usually everything he says, I'm just like, hey, yeah, fun. He just talks a lot,
Right.
You know, I'm just like, yeah, funny.
I mean-
but he said that, and I was like,
And then this one actually got you.
it was like my heart dropped. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
I'm gonna really blow your guys' mind.
Please.
From the first serial number of the first item to ever get serialized,
Yeah.
that number from that point to this point, like based on like the point in which they were invented, is in there.
Yeah, it's all in.
Yes.
It's all in pi.
Yes.
Yeah. Any combination. Yeah, it's actually like phone numbers.
Yeah.
Everybody's phone number.
From the first phone number until today's phone number that was generated.
Right. And everybody knows the very first phone number was just one.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a good point to leave on. I know we've had a lot of fun with Joe here today, and we don't want to stop, but we're going to
But why?
because we're at an hour and 17, almost 18 minutes, and we don't like to make them too long because if it's too long, then people won't listen to the whole thing.
I'll listen to the whole thing. Not this, but like if it's a 5-hour podcast,
We will
I'll
lose
listen to
one
the
of
whole
our
thing.
3 viewers.
We'll lose one of our 3 viewers. And why would you not listen to this?
I am. I mean, do you listen to it?
I listen to my own. But not just be like for the entertainment. I mean, I do laugh at things that we laugh about, but I also like listen for like errors. And we missed a censor in last week's episode, so there's a hard F-bomb somewhere in last week's episode.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot to bring that up.
Do you think Ro Jogan listens to his whole podcasts?
I don't know. It's a good question.
doubt it.
You mean the guy from News Radio? Yeah, we don't talk about him here. You mean the Fear Factor guy? Yeah, no, never heard of him.
You mean Fear Factor? Spoonerism, you like that?
Yeah, I like that one. But cool. No, this is awesome. Joe, we can't wait to have you back on because this was a lot of fun. This has been episode 10 of The Dude and the Guy.
10.
Thank you, Caleb. And let's get that band playing.
Yeah, fun fact. Yeah, sorry, band.
Hang on a second, band.
Yeah, hold off. But today is September 10th. I mean,
10 on 10.
10 on 10. We're recording it on the 10th. But
Right.
It's actually.
And it won't be coming out until like the 13th? Yeah. Wow, that fact was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
All right, band. Take off. Do your thing.
Boom.
Perfect. This has been episode 10 of the guy, of the Dude and the Guy, and we'll see you next time.
Sayonara.